Professor Dinglehopper here. Today we are starting our mini-series on the frogs and toads of Michigan. Now, frogs and toads belong to a class called amphibian, and we haven't spent a great deal on that class to date. So let me just talk a little bit about the amphibian class. Amphibians, the word amphibian basically means double life. And the reason for that is amphibians have to live near lakes, streams, ponds, and they also live on land. So they have to have a life in water and on land. We'll talk about that a little bit more later. Now, they are animals that have backbones, so they're vertebrates. They have a three-chambered heart. Okay, mammals, like humans, have a four-chambered heart. So the amphibians aren't quite as advanced as a mammal is. They are cold-blooded, so their body temperature adjusts with the surroundings that they're in a bit. They breathe with gills when they are in their larval stage. Okay, little tiny babies. And they have lungs as they reach the adult phase of their life. However, it's really interesting that many amphibians actually do oxygen exchange through their skin. The reason they need to live by water is they're in order to reproduce, they need to be near water. And that is the main reason. And then they can live on land at other times. Amphibians are an indicator species, extremely important to scientists. Indicator species are extremely sensitive to changes that are going around in their environment. And it gives scientists a really good look into what is going on in the environment in which they're living. For example, you may run across a frog or a toad with only 3 legs instead of 4, or an eye displaced. That gives scientists an idea that there may be some type of chemical or change in their environment that is causing them to develop improperly. So they're really actually quite important in nature in general. You're going to see 3 different species of frogs and toads today that live in our great state. There are a total of 13. That's why there is a mini-series. We're going to break it down in each episode. Today, like I said, you will see 3. And I hope you enjoy the show. So the first frog that we're going to take a look at today is the Blanchard cricket frog. What I would like to note before we get started is that if you want to look where the species of frog is located in the state of Michigan, you can visit the Michigan DNR site, and they have things beautifully mapped out for you. Now, the Blanchard cricket frog is anywhere from a 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches when the frogs are adults. They come in varying colors. They're usually tan, brown, gray, or an olive green. They have a thick stripe that goes down their back, right down the middle of their back, actually. And they have a dark triangular mark between their eyes. Now, they make a call that sounds like marbles being tapped together. So listen for that, and that's coming up right now. The bullfrog is the largest frog in North America. It ranges in size from 3.5 to 8 inches for adults. They're green, yellow-green, olive color, brown. Their bellies are white or a cream color. Now, when you look at this video coming up, you will see a big round circular spot on the sides of the frog's head, kind of up behind its eye, basically. That's called a tympanum, and that's the frog's ears, basically. Now, the males have a yellow throat, and the females have a white throat. So they make a very deep croaking noise. So that's what you're going to want to listen for in the video that you're about to see. The eastern gray tree frog is anywhere from 1 inch to 2.5 inches once it reaches the adult stage of life. They are whitish gray, brown, or pale brown. They have like dots that are on their backs that are outlined in black. They can change color within an hour. Tree frogs are rather, interesting. They have a white belly and their skin is warty and moist. Now, you cannot get warts from frogs, just so you know, that's a myth. They have toe pads that are large, round, and sticky. They can actually stick to things. They adhere to them. The males are a little bit smaller than the female. So I am going to let you see what the eastern gray tree frog looks like.